over 200,000 views. My character, Madison Mitchell, had gone viral on Instagram, but not for the reasons that you may think. She's pretty, she's beautiful. But there is another reason for why the video went so viral in the first place. The video where it shows her basically being a teenager and then cutting to what is supposed to be a lolly on the other side abruptly asks the audience what exactly they're waiting for. Are we supposed to learn exactly why this worked in the first place? Does this give us some insight knowledge on the kind of people that actually surround these platforms and social medias? But the characters of Madison and Maurice are just kind of interesting in the sense that they're not perfect. And what I mean by that is that Madison has an interesting fixation on her looks, while Maurice is super crude and mean and cusses a lot. Although I say this as if it's just the characters doing this, but it definitely is me. I draw Madison in the ways that I draw her, and I also draw Maurice in the ways that I draw him. But what exactly does it mean whenever I draw them? Am I sexually interested in my own characters that I've created over the years? Well, no. But it still does tiptoe into dangerous territory because my characters are kind of young looking anyways. I think the simplest way that I can actually describe my process of drawing my characters and enjoying their bodies in a sort of sense is in the sense of the fact that if you're a bodybuilder and you work on your muscles and your body, you can probably look at yourself naked and just admire your body for what it is. That's how it is for me and my characters, if I ever do draw them naked. Now, I have nothing against people who actually are sexually attracted to my characters. If anything, that's more of a compliment. But I've had people ridicule me in the past in regards to why Madison has to look so young, why Maurice has to look so young, and why in the heck do they have to display themselves in all these crude kind of ways. But in all honesty, it's because it's reality. If you want pureness, you look towards Rontu. He's sort of like a Sonic Mickey Mouse kind of character. Characters that I genuinely never would even think about sexualizing in the first place. But when it comes to Madison and Maurice, this is where we get a deep dive into how I closely think about both genders in regards to how they act in the modern day. Because for everything that people are mad about me in regards to Madison and Maurice, these things pretty much already exist within our real world. Men can actually be crass, rude, and arrogant, and gay and everything like that. That's exactly what Maurice represents. He has almost no moral code. He can do basically whatever he wants and act like whatever he wants. And Madison is your modern everyday girl. Back in the past, she was pure, but now she is starting to become more, let's just say, adultish. But genuinely, between the moments when she was kind of like a young kid character like Rontu, and up to now where she kind of resembles a teenager, there was a rocky in-between where she looked far too young to be expressing herself, at least sexually. And I feel like this might be the case with a lot of other girls. Something that stems into insecurity in every facet for me and probably anybody else that is going through that kind of thing. Because when it comes to Madison, I'm always centered on designing her body in a specific way that just looks attractive, at least on a surface level, but it's never something that I can actually be attracted to, if that makes any sense. But that's just overall character design. When we actually get into the real drama and controversy, that stems from my character Haigochi. Because borderline, she's just basically based off of all the memes that I come across. So anything that she may represent is already represented by the world. Could I act as a filter for myself to make sure that I am appropriate for kids that come and stumble upon my channel? But this is where I hold the philosophy of that if anybody hates me for the art that I create, then it's up to them to decide on whether I am friend or foe. Because even though, despite the fact that, yeah, I wish that I was the version of myself from the past, I just am not anymore. I'm jaded, I'm beaten up, and most importantly, I'm just older. And to deny that change would just honestly not be truthful to who I am. So that's why I therefore will basically draw whatever I want, regardless to the social conditions that are placed upon me.